Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another video today. Just a little check-in more than anything. Um, just with how the channel's been going, how certain things, I guess, aren't getting the attention they used to be. More so with the Walking Dead stuff. I know I kind of backed myself into a corner doing that type of content, and that particular well has certainly ran dry, and it's getting drier by the day. Honestly, it's not as popular remotely as it used to be, for good reason. I mean, they've been doing this for 15 years now, tackling different stories, different characters, things like that, and it's just not as intriguing as it once was, not compelling with the stories. There's no surprises anymore. Leaks come out like crazy, even on the side of the actors themselves, kind of spoiling things ahead of time or hyping it up and it not living up to the hype. That that was a lot of with Daryl Dixon. It's been an okay show, and as we know, it's coming to an end next season after only 4 seasons. That kind of tells us the state of how I guess AMC felt about it. We know that Scott Gimble's going to run this shit for all it's worth. He's going to just try his hardest to keep it going, because I have a feeling on some level AMC is like, we're kind of over it. We're kind of done with it. You've done all you can with this particular universe. More so with these characters, they are just overdone at this point. Certain stories, especially the whole Negan and Maggie thing, we've been riding that dead horse for many years now. Just with Maggie incapable of forgiving Negan, or just them as a team or whatever, incapable of moving past that. And so we've seen a lot of recycled stories over the years, and people are just kind of fed up with it. And with Daryl Dixon, as I mentioned, coming to an end next season, and no idea what's going on with him going forward. If Norman Reedus is truly done, I doubt he is. I want to hope on some level that they are going to give us the reunion that we've all been bitching about for the last 5, 6 years, whatever it's been. And we just don't know yet. They're not talking about it. We just know conversations are happening behind the scenes. Then we got Dead City. It's kind of in a state of unknown as well too, where we know that they're actively filming the 3rd season right now, but we don't know beyond that if it's going to go into a 4th or 5th or whatever they plan on doing. I'm really, really doubting it, honestly. They can tell that people are losing interest. They've lost interest. The streaming or the live production or whatever you want to call it, the cable views and everything, they certainly aren't what they used to be. And so, as far as someone that's only been doing this for a few years now, and I've definitely seen my ups and downs as far as that content is concerned, where I've seen certain videos just get thousands of views, and some, more so lately, especially here in the last year, where I've had several videos not even crack 50 views, which, to each their own. I mean, I understand a lot of people don't care anymore. A lot of people have their go-to creators for this type of stuff, and people that they've been following for years and what have you. I know I have a very small crowd of people that's come to my channel specifically for that and everything. So, I've definitely tried to branch out here lately with gaming, and now that we have the return of Stranger Things, definitely going to dive into more of that. And hoping that the channel will continue to thrive and grow, where it definitely has its, low points, and its times that it's just not going anywhere, which, is partly probably my fault too, considering that I don't post often as I used to, but I simply don't have the time. I don't have the space. I'm doing late night recordings like this where everybody's already in bed, where I can't do it during the day because my kids constantly need me for different things. And so it's just become damn near impossible to do that. Plus, I've just been so busy trying to get my house in a sellable shape, I guess, because as I've mentioned in past videos, I am hopefully moving to a larger house in the next 6 months or so. And so there's been all that. But just with the Walking Dead stuff, I've definitely backed off of it, because on some level, I don't care either. I have definitely lost interest with just the direction they're going. The the episodes or the seasons or what have you, they do not hold a candle to what things used to be like, where you watch these episodes now and you simply forget about them because they don't make an impression. and I can still go back and watch some of those older episodes, those first handful of seasons or so, especially getting into the Alexandria story arc and being introduced to all these other survivors that were very big in the comics. And you're watching them now, and it's still like, holy crap, this used to be so good. Whereas now you meet characters, sure, they're interesting, but they lose their fucking luster pretty quickly. And that's just kind of where everything is right now. Where the Walking Dead universe, as much as we want it to be good, and as much as we want to see certain characters, it's just not happening. Where everything is just so slowly, so moving at a very slow pace, and they're not updating us. It's definitely not advertised as much as it used to be with its original show and everything. And I go back and I watch some of these older things like Fear, even those first few seasons. And we got the big thing right now with Fear. The original showrunner Eric there, or no, Dave Erickson, having sued for AMC not paying him owed money, which seems to be a trend with AMC. So because we've had other lawsuits in the past, with Robert Kirkman, the creator of this universe, not being paid what he's owed. And so we've got all of that going on. That's like all that drama, because you had all the years of drama with Frank Darabont too. And so right now, the Walking Dead stuff is just a dead zone, more or less, where there's just nothing to talk about. You don't see leaks as much as you used to. You don't see paparazzi stuff. And it's, for good reason, because it's very lackluster in every sense of the word, where we want to see big things happen, but we also are at the point too as fans where we want to see it just end. We're just kind of at that point now where we want to see our reunions and we can bid these characters farewell. And hopefully, if they insist on continuing this universe, let's get some new characters. Let's get some new stories. Let's start from the beginning again if we have to. Not so much a reboot, because we definitely don't want to see that, because these actors are the living embodiment of some of these characters now, because they've been doing it for so long. And that's just a lot of them too, where we didn't know some of these people until they did this show, where we don't need to see a reboot. I would love just to see a fresh new story starting from the beginning again, kind of a Fear reboot, but again, different people. I don't want to see someone else cast as Nick or Madison or anything like that. They can take it in a direction where it makes more sense and it has a slower burn, which is something I always complained about with Fear, where it just felt like the apocalypse was, cut loose after a couple of episodes, and it was just there, where we were right in the fucking middle of it, and there was no build up to it. There was no slow collapse of the world and everything, where I think that just would have done it a little bit more if they just would have maybe dragged that out over maybe at least that first season. But I guess the point of the video is, I'm going to tackle other subjects. I'm going to look into more gaming, of course, trying to do the content that I am capable of doing right now, just because of my lack of area. Like this right here is just a corner of a room at this point. That's all I have available to me. I don't have a whole room like I used to. I don't have just a lot of things that I used to, as my kids are getting older and they want my attention more, which is fine because I love them. They're my kids. But just this stuff is definitely taking a backseat to just everything else that's going on in life, where I hope still that it can continue to grow and I can continue to do different types of stuff, because I want to document, travels to filming locations and things like that, where I have done that a few times in the past. And, I did my first live stream over the summer from what used to be Alexandria, since the walls have come down. And I hope that's something I can continue to do down the road once I'm afforded that opportunity and everything. And so, I will continue to do different shows and different games and stuff like that, because there are certainly games that I want to play more. I've been trying to play the Telltale's Walking Dead. I'm about 4 episodes in on that. The 4th one I currently have unlisted. I don't know. Maybe I just need to stream the rest of those, because I felt like I got more attention with the streaming part of it. And streaming is just kind of the way to go with these type of games now, where people can follow along with the story and whatnot. But anyways, I'll continue to produce what I can. I did a couple of kind of scripted things where I don't do those a whole lot. I did, top 10 deaths here and there on each end of the spectrum as far as that's for Walking Dead, and those got some pretty good reviews or just a good reception. And then I did my review of the first drop of episodes for Stranger Things season 5. That's gotten pretty good reception and everything. So just basically, I'm gonna do things as I can do them. So, anyways, I just want to jump on here because, of course, like I mentioned, late night time is about the only time I can do these type of things now. But I guess that'll do it. So if you have any thoughts or comments, please leave those down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave the likes, of course, because that helps the algorithm and gets these videos out there. So I guess that will do it, guys. If you enjoyed, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.